Throughout the course, you're going to see something which is known as bleed. Bleed is used in the design process and in the printing process. Bleed involves printing out a document which is larger than the desired size. The ink is printed out beyond the desired edges, hence the name bleed. To demonstrate this, we're going to go to File, New within Illustrator, and we see an option here called Bleed, and we have top, bottom, left and right bleed. If we go ahead and click the up arrow for top to increase that, the rest will follow suit. So we're going to take this up to 3mm and we'll click OK. 3mm is very common for bleed, so I always use it by default. So here we have a document, an A4 piece of paper, as it will be when it's printed, with the 3mm bleed assigned. The bleed limit is denoted by the red line. This is the true size of the piece of paper. So the white area denotes where it will be trimmed down to. So to show you how bleed works, if we go ahead and draw a shape, I'll just select the pen tool and I'll select a fill of red, and we'll go ahead and draw a footer piece onto this piece of paper. We wouldn't start at the edge of the page like so. Like that, because when it comes to print, the printer, if it only handles an A4 piece of paper, might leave a white gap between the red and the edge of the paper. So this is the function of bleed, to stop that from occurring. Instead, we take the graphic out to the bleed line, to the red line, like so that when it's printed, the larger sheet of paper is then trimmed down, eliminating possibility of the white gap. So a printing company would print out these letterheads, or these A4 sheets, and they'd use paper which is bigger than A4, and they'd then trim down to A4. This is how the document is made, and this is also true of the other items of stationery, including business cards and compliment slips. It's always important to remember bleed when setting up your documents, and equally as important to remember to design in accordance with it. Sometimes a client will state bleed distance as dictated by their printing company. However, most of the time you're left to use your best judgment, and I recommend that you do use the 3mm bleed.